Second. No. I love this Jack and Harry by you, but they can't hear the rest of you. If you say slurs now, they will not hear it. And we start. So welcome people. This is our first session on a Friday. It has been 6 minutes since we should have started, but that's okay because this is the first session, and we will probably be able to have some fun still. So, uh, we're with a new crew, barring one member. Um, most people here are at least somewhat experienced with D&D, or have at least played somewhat. But we are here to have fun, and we are here for the good story and the spooky vibes of Strahd. Um, this was not announced. I have actually it was announced a while back. Um, for those that aren't familiar with Strahd, a quick heads up. This has been discussed with the players already. Um, but quick content warning. This will pop up later and later on, more and more. Curse of Strahd is a dark game with a lot of dark themes. Do not get it twisted. There will be some heavy discussions of topics that that are a bit out of, uh, well, what we would consider a comfort zone. Uh, there are a couple things that you should consider before playing or watching a playthrough of Curse of Strahd. We will draw a veil over things that the players have personally said that they don't want to that they don't want to see, or just straight up bar that from happening. But otherwise, most of Strahd will be um, as it is intended to be played. Um, so with that, honestly, kind of depressing thought out of the way. Um, Welcome to Barovia, to both the chat and our and our five intrepid adventurers, all from corners around the world, or not even the world, the universes of D&D. Some of them are from ones you've heard of, others are from entirely different places altogether. We shall first go about introducing the players as their player characters, and at the end of the session, we shall introduce them personally. Shall we start, gentlemen? Or gentle ladies, if you prefer that term.
Gentle people.
Gentle people, also a good one.
I
Gentle
am
lads.
always ready.
Gentle berries and cream. Fucking whatever that was, lads. Alrighty. Then let us start with our first brave, well, hopefully brave adventure through the mist. Now, there aren't any other players that can see you right now. But our first is Mr. Clave. And I'm not going to say the first name, the full name, because it is a pun. Would you please say what people would see as you step out of the mists around Barovia?
Shambling out of the mist is a charred skeleton of a person wearing fairly old armor, being held together with straps of new clothing, sewing, and such, wielding a shield and fairly old axe. Nothing much of the sort is about him except that he is fairly confused and he is very obviously just a skeleton of a person. Not entirely sure how he would be alive in other people's scope of knowledge looking at him.
Mm, that is our first
He,
player. Oh,
I was going to say he does have black horns from the char as well, coming from his frontal skull area.
right.
and that's it. Yeah.
Okay, that is good. Next up on our list, uh, I believe this would also be in order. Um, Eleanor, would you please describe to us what Clave would see arise from the mist?
Okay, come back to me. My dogs are barking right now.
Fair enough. Goddamn. Um, then because the person who would normally come next uh can't talk right now, Maeve, would you please say what Clav actually sees come out of the mist? Because I'm a fucking idiot.
Well, alrighty then. You know, it's a great way to start. We go from someone who fits the scene to someone who doesn't. Coming from the mists is a uh, sh- humanoid woman, kind of on the shorter side, pointed ears, kind of elf-like, um, but with bright pink hair on one side and blue hair on the other. If I remember the sides correctly, at the moment it is pink on the left, blue on the right. Her eyes are also pink and blue, but on alternate sides. Just a really colorful person. Coming from somewhere obviously not as dark as Barovia itself is. Uh, the most clear thing she has on her is her violin. It's her instrument of choice, and she always has it.
All right. Is that it?
Yes.
I'm going to be on the safe side. Uh, and before you, Clav and Maeve, can interact, who, uh, who else but our good friend Luric? Would you please say who emerges from the mist?
Not long after emerging from the mist would stand a rather imposing figure at around 6'8", a male human with short blonde hair and a bit of a blonde stubble, wearing what appears to be a trench coat with a pendant on his chest, just like right under his throat, that holds the symbol of Tyr, god of justice. And his main attributes are pretty noticeable, though the big thing is the large scar across his left eye and the glasses that seem to block his eyes to where hardly anyone can see his pupils.
That is all.
As far as they know so far.
Alrighty. Eleanor, are you able to talk now?
Yes.
What
As
did I see coming out of the mist?
you see a woman with white hair and black bangs. She has what do you call it? Like it's not a scarf. It's I forgot the name of that. Um, a face mask sort of thing covering her mouth. Oh, it's a bit
I believe
ish
it's
sort
called
of
a
thing.
cowl.
Okay, she's wearing a cowl. Oh, and she looks confused, but very suspicious towards the people around her.
Alright, is that everything?
Yep.
Alright.
Oh,
Then last up, Nathaniel. Uh, can you speak right now?
Yep,
Or-
I'm able to.
Good. Would you please describe what comes out of the mist as our final person?
There is the sound of footsteps clinking against the cobblestone pathway as a cowboy appears with a brown rimmed hat, standard poncho, with a holstered revolver to his side and a bow strapped to his back as he joins the others silently.
Alrighty. As you five brave adventurers, all renowned in your own way, in your own world, arrive in, well, an area you've never seen before. Eleanor, you have heard of this area before from people that, well, they don't speak of it anymore, not because it is secret, but because the dead don't tell tales. What you do see around you is him. What you do see are the people around you. To each of you, the other seems strange. To some, it's the skeleton, the charred skeleton that yet still walks. To others, it's well, the thing that looks like it was made out of cotton candy, or the sweets you used to buy as a child when you had the money. Others may look towards the imposing figure and notice his necklace of tear. It's not an uncommon symbol, but it is one that is rather surprising to find. Well, especially in such a place like this. And yet others might look at the stranger and his clothes, the weapon on his side being a rare vision for anyone, let alone people who have never even seen a flintlock before. Around you, black pools of water stand like dark mirrors in and around the muddy roadway. Giant trees loom on both sides of the road, their branches clawing at the mist behind you. In front of you, there's a gate. Fog spills out of the forest to swallow up the road behind you. Ahead, jutting from the impenetrable woods on both sides of the road, are high stone buttresses, looming gray in the fog. Huge iron gates hang on the stonework. Dew clings with cold tenacity to the rusted bars. Two headless statues of armed guards flank at the gate, their heads now lying among the weeds. They greet you only with silence. I would like to ask, what do each of you do?
Completely ignoring the people around me. Immediately gonna say, well, this is a little spooky.
Yes,
You haven't seen the half
indeed.
of it.
Dead seem to walk among us.
That's so.
Oh, quite literally.
Well, that's kind of rude. I'm not totally dead, I think.
Sorry, partner.
Okay?
An intelligent dead person. That's a first.
What, and all of us are stupid? Ever heard of a lich?
Their defense, most undead tend to be on the slower side.
Well, I can walk just as fast as everybody else.
It's not what I meant, but that's good to
And
know.
you can turn to dust quickly.
Although we might be strangers here, I have a feeling we will have to stick it together for what adversities lay before us.
I would have to agree. The skeleton is not my current target, so I have no reason to quarrel.
There's some good
I
points there.
I have
Fighting
a name.
when you don't know what the situation is would be probably not the smartest choice at the moment.
Well, if we are choosing to stick together, then you are well under the protection of Luric Van Helsing, Paladin of Tyr.
Maeve will take that as an invitation to stand directly behind him. She is squishy.
You can move your tokens if I'm correct.
Game is paused. Cannot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
Oh,
There we
now
go.
it's live.
Now I can.
So yes. As
Yeah,
you
Maeve
all...
immediately took that as an invitation to put Loric in between herself and the rest of the people here.
Possibly a good choice.
And you are, fellow companion?
Me?
He says,
I'm
looking to the
Maeve.
rest of everybody else.
Oh.
He's looking to you too, but like everybody.
Well, I'll be first. My name is Maeve. Hi.
Lovely to meet you. And you are, strange man with a hat.
Name's Nathaniel. I'm known as the Lone Ranger. You may just
Pleasure to
call
meet
me
you.
Nate. Pleasure to meet you too, partner.
And you too?
Well, fine. Oh, you first.
I am Eleanor and Emily, and I hunt monsters as a normal career choice. She's gonna stare, er, or just at the skeleton right next to her, or well across.
I guess that depends on how you define a monster.
I shall stay away from you, I guess. Don't want to get on your bad side. My name, you will watch him slowly pat his body down. You can call me Clave, I guess.
Pleasure to
I
meet
don't
you.
I don't remember my name.
Alright, from now on it will be Clave.
Maeve is
Oh.
going to place herself now in between Eleanor and Clave. Just to keep some distance.
So, shall we head on?
That would probably be wise. I don't want to know what else can come out of this mist.
You very
Allow
well
me to take the first
should fear.
steps.
You all should very well fear this place, if my instincts are correct of where we are.
To be
The only
fair.
thing
Oh, sorry.
Continue.
Oh, I was gonna say, to be fair, I don't really have much to fear. I'm already dead.
That is true.
And all I fear is heathens and heretics.
Fear is only useful to a certain degree. And despite being squishy, Maeve will walk first. Why not?
I'll follow behind.
Oh, I guess Clave shall follow. He's one to follow the crowd.
Is the gate closed or not? I guess that's an important question.
The gate is open. The gate is fully open.
Okay, she goes straight through.
I will say then, please stop your tokens once you are all through. Clave, you can still
Okay.
move your token through.
It's a little laggy for my side, so yeah.
As you go through the gate, the hinges of the doors creak behind you as it slowly closes. It ends shut with a loud bang, metal clanging against metal, a cacophony of sound.
Looks like this is
I
a
can't
one-way
make
trip.
high-pitched noises, so Maeve jumps and kind of yells a little bit, like yelps. I don't have the vocal capacity to
Yelp.
do that. Yeah.
Yep.
Get some steel. Don't worry.
Well, it looks like this was a one-way trip.
I think
Mm.
I'm
Way to go now.
Right now, we need to either find another way out or a village quickly.
I humbly agree with this idea.
You seem to know what you're talking about. I'll trust ya.
I've got no better sources.
Do you people travel further along the road?
Of
If there's a
course.
road to travel on,
Very
Maeve
well.
got her impulse whipped out. She's gonna go back to hiding behind the paladin here.
I am going to say, I'm going to activate the next map. Do not move your tokens.
Okay.
Towering trees whose tops are lost in the heavy grey mist block out all but death grey light. The tree trunks are naturally close to each other, and the woods have the silence of a forgotten grave, yet exude the feeling of an unvoiced scream. This is Old Svalich Road. Or rather, the area you are in are the Old Svalich Woods. Would you all please tell me your passive wisdom or your passive perception, please?
My
12
passive
for Luric.
perception is a 13.
Mine's a 12.
15.
Clave, yours is?
12.
I said
Wait, what?
I said Clave. Clave, what is your natural perception? Or your...
That's a 14.
Then I believe Nathaniel wins that one. Nathaniel, as you are traveling, you've smelled things before. And as a gunslinger, you're not too unfamiliar to the smell of death. So, as it quickly slips into your nose, you recognize it like a friend you have not missed. Do you follow the scent?
What? Oh, yep. Yep, I'll follow the scent. I
Then
smell
please.
death here.
Then please. Follow the road. The foul scent leads you
Right.
to a human corpse smattered across the pavement. The young man appears to be a commoner. His muddy clothes are torn and raked with claw marks. Crows have been at the body, which is surrounded by paw prints. The man has obviously been dead for several days. He holds a crumpled envelope in his hand.
Luric will kneel down and slip the envelope, opening it to see what the contents are.
Give me a minute to go to all the funny things. That is let's see. Not version 1, but version 2. Dear Christ, there's a lot of here. Hilvi of might and valor, I, the Burgomaster of Barovia, send you honor with despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Irina Koliana, has been these past nights something by a vampire. You can't make out the handwriting. Mind you, I am reading this from the manual. It looks like this looks like a doctor's note.
Ah.
Upon the mention of vampire, your Eleanor's eyes go wide.
And a wicked smile comes to Luric's lips.
I shall continue reading, if you would please.
Maeve is not paying attention.
For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. How my dear Irina Kaliana and something from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead, and something. Sometimes I hate this. And probably encircle this land with symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power that the devil may be contained within. The walls of weeping Barovia leave our sorrow to our graves, and let us save the world from this evil fate of ours. There's much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a letter. Polion Indurovich, Burgomaster. None of
Well,
you.
this
Alright,
guy
first of
seems to
all-
have.
None of you. Probably none of you have heard of Polion Indurovich, and I think even less of you. I believe only one of you would have reasonably ever have heard of Barovia. Actually, I want. Could you all actually make history checks for me? I feel that would be a bit more fair.
Ooh, college is paying off. Let's find out.
You fool, college never pays off.
I got a natural 20,
not got
so
good
shut up.
intelligence.
I got it's natural 20, so I think college paid off, and you're wrong.
Motherfucker.
I got a natural 1.
Yeah, I just want to note
Not
there
roll
is.
collect.
Yeah, we got natural
Hold on.
20s, we got natural 1s.
I would sit
Okay.
here by
Maeve
the
is
church and I don't
pretending
even
not
know
to
what this
listen to
place
someone
is.
reading the
-2.
note. She's
Nope.
pretending not to listen, like she was looking away because she doesn't like looking at the corpse.
What's the
But
command?
she was actually hearing.
Wait,
It's
Slash,
remove the
slash,
dots.
no dot.
Remove the dots.
that should have been a
Oh, gotcha.
+4 to my 5, so that should have been a 9. I don't know what's going on with my sheet.
There we go.
What? Also, Nathaniel, why do you have a -2? Are you just not smart?
I have a 7 intelligence, yeah.
Never mind then. Jesus.
Well, I've got a +2, so I got you covered. It's okay.
I'm surprised
I have
you
good
got
instincts.
so
Alrighty then. Let's start at the
Wait,
bottom
did I
with the
roll?
one who rolled a 1. Luric. Despite your superiors telling you about this godforsaken place, you were half asleep that entire time and just heard vampire and exterminate. What you do know of this land is that there's a old-ass vampire, and he's probably evil, and he something or other. We put things around this place to keep it contained, something demiplane. You got, like, the bare basics, and you don't even understand it.
All I need to know is how to kill a vampire. The monster hunter should know about that.
Did the monster hunter? Nope, the monster hunter did not get the worst one, I believe. No, Clave got higher, but monster hunter. Yeah.
I actually did not get higher because I accidentally put 5 instead of 2, so that is only a 13.
It is only a 13.
I don't...
So, Eleanor is the next lowest. You know a good bit about this place. You know that Strahd lives here, which is an old vampire. You know that there are people trapped in here, and that it was sealed off a long time ago. It's kind of foggy after that. Fuck. Then moving on to people who start to know things. Whoa. That would be Clave up first. Mr. Clave, as you know actually a good bit about this place. You don't have many of your memories. What you do know is that the one who reanimated you, he talked a lot about Barovia, seeing as it was one of the few places where the dead could rise again after they had been killed, without a necromancer explicitly shooting them back into their body. Then next up, before we get to the Nat 20, is Nathaniel. Nathaniel, you know some good things about Barovia. Let's see, where's the fucking everything everybody knows about Barovia?
I do want to make it clear, during this time, I'm going to bring up, what the heck is a vampire?
How do you not know what the fuck a vampire is?
Some people just
Well,
don't
as
care.
you can see, I'm not like all of you.
To put it in simple terms, a vampire is a bloody heathen who needs to be put down.
I think
mean,
that's
To put it in
fairly
simple terms,
oversimplifying.
vampirism is an affliction.
no.
Some people
no.
get it, some people don't.
Then I will, Nathaniel, I will say it like this, because I'm not going to discuss Strahd with you, because you would know nothing of vampires. From what you know is, what you know is that many strangers have gone to Barovia over the years, but they all disappear, or die before they ever get back. Dire wolves, and werewolves prowl the foliage woods, and hungry bats fill the skies at night. You are lucky it is not night. The village of Barovia sits at the east end of the valley. Its burgomaster, you now recognize as you remember the name Kolion Indrovich. You also know that the town of Valaki lies at the heart of the valley. And its burgomaster is a nasty little man called Baron Vargas Valakovich. You also have heard rumors that wine is the lifeblood of Barovia. For some, it's the only reason to keep living, and Barovian taverns get their wine from a man called get it from what you assume to be a man called the Wizards of the Wines, which is near Kursk, a city that you cannot remember. Meanwhile, We have Maeve, who rolled a fucking nat 20. Maeve, in your
Maeve went
time
to a
as...
school of magic.
Yes, Maeve, in your time as a practitioner of magic and hearing from people that there's all these lovely and all these lovely legends that circle about the college at nighttime, telling about a man who attained immortality, the Devil Strahd. Strahd von Zarevich is a vampire, and he dwells in Castle Ravenloft, which no one is welcome in. The Devil's Strahd is a cursed place on Barovia because of a forgotten sin that the Barovians committed. A vampire must rest in its coffin during the day, and at night it can summon wolves and vermin to do its bidding. A vampire can transform into a bat, a wolf, or a cloud of mist. In its humanoid form, it can dominate you with its powerful gaze. This would also be known by anybody who knows vampirism. A vampire can't enter a residence without an invitation, and running water burns a vampire like acid, and the sunlight causes a vampire to burst in flame. In addition to this, you also know that in addition to what Nathaniel knows, you also know that the fortified village of Kursk lies at the west end of the valley and is built around an old abbey. The village burgomaster is named Dmitry Kurskov, or Kreskov. A mad wizard of great power haunts the foothills of Mount Baratok. He is an outsider and no friend of the vampires. You also know some beliefs and superstitions. People in Barovia believe that two divine forces watch over them, the Morning Lord and Mother Night. One of which is the Morning Lord does not answer prayers anymore, for Barovia has befallen eternal night. Meanwhile, Mother Night, the other entity, seems to be the origin of the Devil Strahd and the one who sent him to punish the Barovians for their forgotten sin. Spirits sometimes drift along the old solid road towards Castle Ravenloft at the dead of night, supposed to be the fallen enemies of Strahd. The Vishtani, the native peoples, or the traveling people of Barovia, they seem to serve the Devil Strahd and are, well, confirmed to be the only ones that can leave. And then a cautionary warning that some people who have dived deeper into this have told you time and time again: never harm a raven, lest ill fortune befall you. That is all you know about. That is all everyone knows about Barovia, with Maeve knowing the most and Luric knowing the least.
That was a lot.
Yes, I know.
I hope someone
Sorry,
took
I'm writing
notes.
things down. I always take notes. You're good.
I have
And
no
no need for me
idea.
to take notes because I know
I
nothing.
forgot everything.
How long?
Your ADHD.
Are you people going to inspect the body? Or are you going to do anything more with it?
Maeve will go nowhere near the body, but she will
Luric
have
will.
recited all the things that most people wouldn't have known. And she also would have gone out of her way to explain vampires to Nathaniel over in a corner or something, because he said he didn't know much about them.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anytime.
Could I examine the paw print to see if they are beast?
Please roll me a nature check. Or no, a survival check is a better one to seeing that that involves tracking.
I'm going to give them advantage by sticking my head over their shoulder and don't know how I'm looking at anything because I don't have eyes. And I'm like, oh, just like That's a beast. That's a paw print.
That's a
I'm
paw
saying
print.
it is a beast because I'll get advantage on any survival or intelligence based check on them.
Well, while I was helping to explain vampires to you, I'll just give you a bardic inspiration. That'll probably be more useful.
Fair enough.
Sure.
I'll save that bardic inspiration for later.
Yep, use it whenever you want. I mean, it lasts 10 minutes, but use it whenever you want
Plus
within the next 10 minutes.
5. Okay, I'll do that with advantage.
And then the bardic inspiration's a d6 if you need it.
Alright. Ooh, natural 20.
That's a natural 20. With that, you are very, very quickly able to discern that these are the tracks of creatures that you see. Well, not a lot. These are the tracks of dire wolves. And as you discover this,
Direwolves.
you hear those same dire wolves in the distance. Their howls echo throughout the forest. It seems that they know that you are there.
From what direction am I hearing them from?
The better question is, what direction aren't you hearing them from?
Fair enough. Direwolves are nearby, everywhere. We got him. So we should be on watch.
Wolves. Don't dogs like bones? Oh,
No. Not wolves.
Bad for you.
Direwolves. Those are different. Very different.
And even if it was, if dogs liked bones, that would be bad for you. You're all bone. They'd tear you apart.
dire wolf. It literally has wolf in its name. Wolves are dogs, right?
A
Yes.
subs.
But
Does.
direwolves are
They're
Look.
much bigger.
Alright, if we get caught by direwolves, we can just throw you, and hopefully they can get distracted.
Whoa!
But-
Wait! What?
Jokes aside, jokes aside. We'll just be on guard.
I'm gonna be completely honest, I won't be very good against wolves. I can help you guys, though.
Eleanor, you said something?
We should try to see if that letter has any indications where the village might be. Maybe there's a map on the back, I don't know, but I don't see any signs.
Luric will flip over the letter to see if there is a map on it.
There is no
I
map on the
believe
back
the
of it.
village is somewhere.
Okay. If everyone's done examining the body,
or southeast.
actually, could I pat the body down to see if it has anything that would be useful for us, other than the letter?
Please roll me a sleight of hand check.
Okay, my modifier for that. Okay.
I'm just watching them.
17.
With a
I'm just watching them
17
desecrate this corpse.
With a 17,
Desecration.
with a 17, you find 2 days of rations and a small knife.
Okay.
I feel like I should be more upset that you're just looting this dead body, but I'm
Give me a
not for
second.
some reason.
Don't look at it,
Oh,
you won't
you'd
know
be
about
surprised at what I've seen.
After that's done, I'm going to cast Ceremony, the funeral rites.
Mm.
it. Takes a while to cast that. I don't know if you want to take the time.
Casting time 1 hour. Never mind. I thought that was a 10-minute thing. Never mind. I thought that was much quicker than it was. Never mind.
I know some spells along the holy kind of line. So
Yes.
I'll try to keep you. I'll try to keep you in the know.
You hear the howls again. They have now howled twice, and it does sound closer.
Alright, we better start moving now. They're approaching on us and they know we're here.
I am going to now actively be watching our surroundings.
And while we're moving, Luric is going to draw the 2 long swords that were under his coat.
I'll pull out my revolver as well.
All right. Well,
I don't know.
someone
Who crashed?
whomst crashed.
Was
It's-
Eleanor?
Yes.
Eleanor, she's going to be back in like 5 minutes.
Yep,
Alrighty.
I see that.
So you are going to be starting to move along?
Yes, and you might want to try
Yeah.
being a little quiet.
Then I'm going to...
The entire walk, my bones are clacking on the ground, and I'm just like, I kind
I
of
must be
can't.
away.
I don't think being quiet will make any use. They can smell us.
It still has
Speak for yourself. I'm practically scentless. I think.
No, I still
Nathan-
smell the scent of death on you.
Nathaniel, you know this is a lie. You can smell very, very clear smoky, a very clear smoky aroma scent coming from the Bone Man.
It might think it's barbecue.
And smoke, oddly enough. Right, you're charged. Right, that makes
In all
sense.
honesty, most animals would probably avoid the smell of smoke.
Ah, so you mean I'm helpful?
Maybe.
Quite the opposite.
Or maybe you're
I
helping them
mean,
get to us, but again,
you're a walking chew
it
toy
depends.
for them.
I mean, if they know he's Bone, but if they're just smelling smoke, they might avoid it.
I
We'll
actually
find
have
out.
to
Maybe.
ask, how heavy do I weigh, like normal human weight, or
Probably cut that in half.
a human skeleton weighs about 26 pounds?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you
It's
weigh
about
practically
15%
fucking
of a
nothing.
person's weight.
I guess I just weigh 26 pounds now.
Yes.
Well,
Maybe like
minus your
reduce
gear.
it by a pound because Bone got charred off.
I am not
We're worried
25
about, if
pounds.
we're worried about the smell leading us to, I can kind of try to counteract it, but it might not help too much.
Yeah, I'll
From
just
the
take a
sound
bath.
of them. The
I'll
sound
let
of them
'em
is getting
come. It'll be
closer,
fun.
so I think not. Well, anyway, if we stay here any longer, they're going to get to us. So let's keep going. I don't want to get rabies again.
Walk and talk. Walk and talk.
So yeah, why is the Skelly boy staying behind?
It's because it's laggy for me, and it's just annoying to move sometimes.
Alrighty. As you keep trotting down the forest lines, you eventually do see something as you begin to approach Barovia. Tall shapes loom out of the dense fog that surrounds everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones. The tall shapes become unrecognizable as village dwellings. The windows of each house stare out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence except the mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets from a distance. Welcome to the town of Barovia.
This place reminds me of home. And Luric's just going to continue walking forward.
Maeve is actively fighting the urge to pull out her violin and start playing just because she doesn't like the sounds.
Eleanor, just to quickly catch up, we have now arrived in the village of Barovia.
Okay.
Oh wow, this is a big map.
Yeah, it's a big map. It's the entire town map. It's actually quite a nice map. It's one of the few there's only a few things that I am not just gonna straight up get other things for. Don't worry about it.
You know what? Instead of just saying she's fighting the urge, I'm gonna jokingly here roll a wisdom save. If people want to stop her from playing, it won't be hard to stop. But she
No,
won't.
go ahead.
Fine. She went fine. She is able to fight it on her own. She does want to play music though, just because she doesn't like the sounds of sobbing that she's hearing.
Mm.
It sets her off.
Weirdly enough,
Luric,
this reminds me of the guy's lair that revived me. A lot of crying, a lot of dead people.
Luric
Huh.
would approach
Horrible.
one of the first houses they come on and gently tap on the door, see if anyone's home.
As you approach the house, give me 1 second. I'm not actually going to do the encounter list. I'm just going to describe what sound you would hear. Okay. You see as you knock on the like the door, the window. You see the curtain to your side. Make way for a small beam of light, and someone peeks through. It's someone in ragged clothes. They seem to watch you with fear in their eyes, quickly closing the curtain again upon seeing that you're not one of their neighbors or someone who could possibly mean them well.
Maeve was gonna wave. A little late for that, I guess.
Hello? No need to be scared. We are humble travelers, here to help liberate your town.
I will say,
Uh,
Luric, that as you look closer around this door, you see that all around it are these little holy symbols. They are not of tier. They are instead they instead look like uh, suns with a singular drop of water in the middle.
Morning, Lord?
Yes, to anyone who is familiar with it, these are symbols to the Morning Lord.
I can explain that to people if they want it.
Would Tyr and the Morning Lord have anything in common?
Uh, I don't think so. The Morning Lord is a good deity. Tyr is also a good deity, but Tyr is very much justice and punishment, while the Morning Lord is the Morning Lord.
If you
It would
guys
be
wish to speak to a door that will not open, be my guest, and I'll just continue walking forward.
No one must be home. Even though he did
No,
clearly
someone.
see someone.
Well, it's not. It's not good to be a nuisance.
I must say, I don't think we look like the most merry bunch, especially since we just came out of town.
Speak for
And
yourself.
as you approach the house, which on the map is labeled with E2. You begin to hear some slight musical sounds.
Ooh,
Smoke. As you get close,
where I want to go.
a single shaft of illumination of light thrusts. A single shaft of light thrust illumination onto the main square, in its brightness looking like a pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precociously askew, proclaiming this to be the Blood on the Vine Tavern. Uh, do
Tavern.
any do any of you wish to look at the sign any closer than you already are?
I do.
Luric will.
Uh, why not?
As
Good
I
you
don't
music.
see a
What's a
reason
guess?
not.
a a closer inspection of the sign reveals that it is not originally named the Blood on the Vine Tavern. It was originally named the Blood of the Vine Tavern. Uh, this is a This seems to be this seems to be the only place that is open and is not actively the source of wailing.
I want to go
Maybe we
in.
should check it out.
Do you enter?
I do.
Yes.
They have housing. Yep.
Alrighty then. We will all, as I activate this map, we will be heading into our break.
All right.
Okay.
Right.
Yes. We will be back in 5 minutes, fellas. And we're back.
Back again.
Hope you all have a lovely cup of water next to you now, and have taken a piss, because we are going to be trucking again for the next 50 minutes. So, welcome to the Blood of the Vine Tavern. If you open a door, I can start the music.
I will gladly open a door. Oh,
Turn
door
this
looks
one
already
off,
open.
and then we... As you enter the tavern, you know that the that the original place is about 60 square feet. Jesus Christ, I am dumb. Let's see. A blazing fire somewhere around here. So, give scant warmth to the few huddled souls within. They include the barkeep, 3 Vistani sitting together, and a man at the tavern who seems piss drunk.
As we enter, Luric would point out, "No one harm the skeleton. He's with us. He's tamed."
The
He's
bartender,
tamed.
you see that the bartender looks up and is like, well, it's not the weirdest thing I've seen all day, and he keeps scrubbing the mug that he has in his hand. The man sitting at
Just
the
imagine,
bar
not the weirdest thing I've seen all day, and then looks over at Maeve. The skeleton fits.
Yeah. The man at the bar, he, like, his head slowly moves up and turns to look at you, and he raises the glass that seems to be half full in his hand. It sloshes around, and some of it spills onto the bar. The bartender looks annoyed at him. But it seems the man with the mug does not mind. Ah, my friends, welcome, welcome. Come sit with me, I will pay for your drinks. The bartender looks at him with a bit of surprise in his eyes. Hey, Bismarck, does that mean you're finally going to pay? I've paid all my bills, my friend. Bismarck, we both know that isn't true. You have a tab longer than the bar itself. 2 shillings says 2 shillings says it does not exist. Bismarck, my friend of my friend. It is. How about I do a good word with my Never mind. He then turns to the rest of you again. Come sit with me, even you, Mr. Skeleton, and what in the hell, ever in the hell you are, my very colorful friend. I have never seen such colors before.
I can dim him
That's
down if
sad.
you want me to. But Maeve's actual intention here is immediately trying to find the source of the music.
The source of the music seems to be a small band that is playing over here.
Alright. She's gonna clock that, then she'll go over to the bar.
Alrighty.
She'll sit close, why not?
Eleanor's gonna stare at Ismark and say, well, you offered to pay for all our drinks. You must be some sort of wealthy or upper middle class.
Yes. My father was the great burgomaster of Barovia. A mighty man, a fine man.
Eleanor just looks at everyone else.
At Mind you, at the
I just give a shrug.
at the mentioning of at the mention of the burgomaster of Barovia, the already kind of sour-looking barman seems to look a bit less happy with with the entire situation. He still does go and pour glasses for you all, setting them down in front of you. It seems to not be ale or beer, the regular drinks of that you would notice in taverns, but wine.
Cool. She hands it to the closest person next to her that isn't already drunk, aka the skeleton, who probably can't drink
This-
anyway.
I
He doesn't drink.
I have to
That's not
say,
her
I don't think I can drink unless you want this stuff on the floor. It kind of just goes straight through me. To be honest, I don't even like wine. I think. I like
If
wine.
you're going in my
taste
village,
buds?
you're drinking my wine. This cost me half a fortune to pay for.
I mean, I'll still pay for it. Actually, no, he
No,
said
no.
he'd pay for it. Never mind.
Uh,
Speaking of, I don't know if it's rude to ask, but what does this guy's tab look like? She's gonna ask the bartender, of course.
Longer than the bar. That's what he said.
yes, the Ismarks.
That's not really a number.
He pulls out a clipboard, and you think that there's other names on it, but anyone with a passive perception over 10 will notice, all the there's no other names on there except Ismark. And you just see like huge amounts of copper, silver, and eventually even gold being added to his tab. It seems that he really, really likes to drink.
Maeve's gonna look at Ismark here and just try to like get his attention. She's colorful. Dude's probably already looking at her. Not any weird way. I just mean because she's colorful.
The bartender walks over.
I meant the dude who's been drinking all the time.
Ah.
Not necessarily the bartender.
Alrighty.
Man.
She just wants his attention. She wants to look him right in the eyes, which might be weird. She's got weird eyes.
Yep. He
Okay,
looks.
sir,
He
you
looks straight at you.
you drink too much. You're gonna start causing yourself more problems if you keep drinking like this. I get, like, drinking has its purposes. Some people like it, some people don't. You should really chill out with it, though.
But why would I when Barovian wine is so... Well, it's better than the sorrows that we face outside.
You can
Speaking
still
of,
drink, but it will cause you problems if you keep drinking like that. I'm
I
looking
mean,
out for your
if
health.
you got strong enough liver.
I assure you, I will sooner die from the troubles outside than I will die of Barovian wine.
I don't know, the look on your tab makes it seem like you're gonna probably die of the wine first.
I mean, to be fair, I think dying from wine is probably going to be better than dying outside.
See, the skeleton gets it. You must still have your funny bone.
Hearing all the hype about this wine, Luric is gonna, since he's from a church, he's no stranger to wine. He's gonna smell it and like take a small like swig and like swish it around his mouth, see how it tastes compared to the others. He said.
It's actually not.
I'm just going to take it like a shot.
It's actually fairly good wine. To be honest, as you drink it, it's a very rich and fruity flavor. Seems to be cultivated in some very very peculiar ways that give it a very, very rich flavor as well.
Well, that's a palate cleanser.
Yes, like I said, Barovian wine. It is great.
I'll never
Eleanor
drink
is
before.
gonna.
We're not gonna start now.
Eleanor, what was that?
Eleanor is just looking at everyone and just sighs. You said your father. When you described your father, you described him in past tense.
Yeah. Oh, I suppose that I can trust you to some degree. You don't. If you were
Oh, you
to
can
have
totally
been
trust
minions of
us.
the devil Strahd, well, I suppose
Of
that
course
you would have
not.
already killed me.
Maybe.
I mean, we just got here, so
Yeah, we're new.
It's not hard to stab someone. I am sure the Vishtani over there would have been eager to stab me so long ago. One of the Vishtanis looks back, and you can see on his face that he is kind of offended by that. Okay. My father, the burgomaster, he sent out the messenger. He has not returned and no help has come. Letter has been lost to the everything. And the worst has come to pass. Apparently, Strahd found out and my father is no more. And, well, you all seem capable enough. Would you please help me in the protection of my sister, Irina Koliana? Adopted sister, but still my sister nonetheless.
Yes.
Well, that was
wow,
quick.
that was yeah.
Well,
I
nothing
thought
for everyone else, but me, I will. Yes, totally, completely.
I would
Oh,
like
why
to know
not?
the details of this
I'm
mission.
down.
It would be better to discuss them at my home.
Works.
Fine by me.
wow, you people move fast. I just woke up from being dead, and you all are you lot are immediately jumping into something that could get you killed again. And I've got to say, I've died before. It's not fun,
How do
from
you
what I
know?
have
can
no
remember.
He's
You have
asking for help for his
Oh,
sister.
what's a second
Of
time?
course I would say yes.
no duty, skeleton. No honor either.
I'm already dead. I don't think honor and duty do much for me. Didn't do much for me before if I'm obviously dead.
While you are all while you all are arguing, Ismark stands up and begins walking away.
I am following.
Opens the door
It's a following as well.
and
I
we proceed to walk through Barovia. I'm not gonna open the map again because I would have to put Ismark in there, and Ismark needs to be made small. Also, Clave, get out.
fine if everybody
There
wants
we
to
go.
fucking insist.
As you walk towards,
Luric took his glass of wine with him.
He just stole the glass.
as
In
you
that case, Maeve would have taken hers with her too, but just to give it to Luric after.
as you walk towards the Burgomaster's mansion, and I activate different music, back to we're going to Town Night actually. As you walk through the city through the town of Barovia, you eventually stumble upon a weary-looking mansion that squats behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn, the right gate lies cast aside, while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of these gates repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. Against the walls, the grove has been tramped down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish of the walls. Great black marks tell of fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor shard of glass stands in any window. All the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of an ill omen.
Wait,
And
are you supposed to change the map?
Yes, I have. But Clave is slow. You now stand in front of the Burgomaster's mansion. Would everybody please want to roll me a perception check if you wish to survey the
I
grounds?
can't see anything.
Yeah, I
Your
just
character
see black.
should.
course
Oh
you do.
fuck! I have not given you vision.
You and your chat.
I'm blind. I'm blind.
My eyes! Wait, I didn't have
can't
any.
I just
play.
did check.
There we go.
I rolled a 19 on the dice for that perception, so 22.
Give me one
Hey,
second to
hey,
update.
my test roll
tokens.
was a natural 1, and I got that natural 1 out of the way, and now I'm rolling good.
I accidentally closed my thing.
Did you say a roll?
Roll the one yet.
Roll perception.
Roll perception?
Yes, roll perception if you want to.
I rolled a 6.
Alrighty then. Everybody who
How do I do?
slash roll.
Is it D? Oh, roll. Man. Well. Oh, come on! There we. Did that work?
Alrighty.
Jeez, it took forever.
Everybody above an 11. If you when you survey the grounds, look closer at all of it. You discern that the trampled weeds all around the mansion, as well as wolf prints and human footprints, litter the ground. The footprints were made by zombies and ghouls, seemingly under the control of the devil Strahd. As Ismark approaches the mansion, he lays a hand on the door handle and sticks a key in, turning it around with a loud click, and he opens the door. The interior of the mansion is well furnished, yet fixtures show signs of a great war. Notable oddities are the boarded up windows and the presence of holy symbols in every room. The Burgomaster, or where Ismark points to, you assume is to be where the Burgomaster is. It's gonna go here. You can immediately just pass the fucking bars, but I'm being dramatic. As you approach a room, you hear a woman stand up as Ismark enters. In the room is a striking young. Why did you immediately fucking move over to Arena?
I didn't see her.
Hello
Right
there.
there.
Irina.
Just immediately
She
shoves
posts
your
slides
face into
over
her
to
face.
her.
Hello.
Irina is a striking young woman with auburn hair. Her body, instead of noble clothes like Ismark is wearing, are more covered with armor and seem practical for combat. Around her waist is a sword that seems more decorated than the average one. There seems to be some trails of tears that have run down her face. The door next to her is unlocked, and again, those of you who are familiar with it can smell death coming from the room. Ismark nods to Irina, and Irina nods back. They acknowledge you as friends.
Lovely to make your acquaintance.
Lovely to make yours as well.
Howdy.
I suppose that you are the fools who have listened to my brother's demands.
Well,
Fools is
fool's
one
a
way to
strong
put it.
word, ma'am.
Well then,
I must say that I just came along because I don't trust being alone. Strength in numbers, you say.
understandable. A
I'm
lesson my
here because
father
someone asked
learned.
for help with their sister.
Aye, understandable. You have told them what happened, Ismark. I have not, but I can assure you they are properly informed. Ismark, we have talked about this. If you're bringing strangers to the house for this mission, they need to be informed. Irene, no, Ismark. They need to be informed. She walks over, and like noticeably now you can see that her hand is removed from her sword. I, Irina Koliana, have been twice attacked by Strahd, twice bitten. Yet I am not vampire spawn. I do not know why he has chosen me or for what. I simply know that he is after me or my blood. And that is why we are trying to get her to the... And that is why I am trying to get you to protect her. She needs to leave this town, despite her own wishes. There is a town
Not
not
to be
far...
rude,
Yes?
not to be rude, but I'm here to kill the bloody vampire. Why not just use her as bait?
Eleanor's
Maeve
gonna
slaps him.
What in
Maeve slaps him.
tarnations?
Eleanor's gonna try tackling Clave.
You can see that Irina very clearly reaches for her blade.
Aye. These are the
Can I
people I'm sticking with.
Can I tackle Clave?
Why
I'm not
Clave?
even the one that
Clave.
said it.
Clave didn't do anything.
Oh wait, then who said
I
it?
wasn't joking though. Maeve
Luric.
does immediately go to slap Luric.
I'm not
Okay.
even having you make an attack roll for that. You can just slap him. It's not an absolute. It's not going to do damage though.
She wasn't planning
Can
on
Ellen-
it. It was fine.
can
She just
Eleanor
wanted to.
ta-
She was making a statement.
Can Eleanor tackle Lyric?
I mean, you could try. You'd probably just bounce her off.
You can do that. Make a strength plus make a athletics check. And Lurk, you can either make an athletics check or a dexterity check, or a dexterity save to avoid that.
I
What the fuck?
Eleanor got fucked over.
Oh,
Maybe not.
And somehow you still lose. So Eleanor, as you hear this and you rush up to him, you make a mighty leap, kind of slip on the carpet, so you lose a bit of your momentum. Luric, you were in the middle of returning from your gesture of like suggesting to use Irina as bait, and you did not see this coming. And as you do so, you feel Eleanor bounce into your body, tackling you to the ground. So yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, Maeve
Let's
slapped
do
him.
it.
That blocked his vision just enough for Eleanor to make it even with a low roll.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
now tackled by Eleanor, Luric would look at her for a second. Sorry, lass, I'm a man of faith. Try again another time, though. And he'd wink.
how do we know you're not working for
What?
Strahd?
Real-
After all, this would be a perfect opportunity for you. When we suggest we use the girl as bait, like a cruel person. But first, you snuggle up into our little midst of a party, use her as bait for your master, and then he wins and gets what he wants.
Let's not kill a man in a person's bedroom for crying out loud.
I was going to also suggest them being a bait, but I can very much see that this is not the time to bring that up.
Lady, if you must know, I am a man of faith. I am a necessary evil that is made to kill another necessary evil in this world.
Ismark.
And
You can-
I,
Ismark points at you, Lurk, after you say that. You are a bastard and the son of a whore. If you're even suggesting such a thing, I spit on your grave when you dig it.
You are not wrong, I am.
Dear God, never thought that insulted work.
Here, let me try it. Maeve is gonna repeat it, and if I was very tempted to cast Vicious Mockery, but I won't. I don't want to cause damage right now.
No, do it. He'll be so funny.
I was joking anyway, but I was like, I was so tempted just because it didn't seem to have any effect on Lurk to immediately repeat it, but with magic.
If
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong, they're man of faith of that also seems to be gone. Something about justice.
The god of Tyr, yes. God
Tyr.
of justice. It is
I'm
very
sure we-
plainly displayed on his neck, which is
I
not
don't-
burning him like most holy symbols would do to vampires or spawn.
You do not have to
I mean, you don't have to be a
pawn of-
vampire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is very clearly
That
stated that
means
you.
very little.
Yeah.
But to also be, I don't think that a man of faith of Tyr would not be working for a vampire, especially since we all came out of the same mist, okay?
And
you fool, you know.
the Vistani also come from the mist, and that they have schemed and plotted and probably murdered my father
And
too.
also, anyone can wear any holy symbol.
Oh, Vera.
Can
Why
Luric
is
try
the-
and get up?
Why is the cotton candy looking one the smartest of you all?
I went to college.
What the fuck is
I-
I
college?
didn't even go to school.
What
It's-
the
it's
fuck is
school.
going-
It's a higher schooling.
What the fuck is
I'll
school?
admit I may not be. I'll admit I may not be the brightest of the bunch, as I was raised in a church.
I
And
feel
he
like
would
that's
kind
a
of-
diss on your
he would-
church.
He would kind of push Eleanor off of him and try and get up.
Would
Roll
that
a
be a
contested.
contested strength check?
Yeah, that would be a.
Are you
contested
trying to pin him
athletics.
down?
How about
That would
before that contested athletics? As soon as he tries to start moving, I'm just gonna immediately say, If you try to get up right now, I'm going to make sure you stay on your ass for the next 8 hours. So, stay where you are for now, please.
I see.
He'll comply, though his
I'm
hands
go-
are resting
Thank
gently
you.
behind his back, like laying under his back.
That's good enough. I
Clave
appreciate
is
it.
going to hold his head slightly and cuss in abyssal just a long string of very abhorrent words that no one wants to hear.
God, are you all
Trying to keep
children?
things
Ironically,
civil right now. If you tried to stand up, I feel like things would have gotten a little bit worse. So I'm trying to keep things civil.
Again, dear God, are you all children? There is a dead man in this house. Have you no respect?
there was also a dead man on the street earlier.
Oh,
Irina will go and remove Eleanor from Luric. You are you are a bastard and a son of a whore. I do agree with my brother on those points. But
Because I actually am.
I see where your strategy is coming from. It is coming from a place where you think that you are the big smart man. But if Strahd would have fallen for that, he would have been dead 100 years earlier. No.
I am a big man, but I'm not smart. I will admit that. And he'll get up.
You think you think to slay the devil Strahd with merely a simple trick. It is not that is not how this works. My brother, for as stupid as he is, and she kind of flicks him up on the head, he does not seem to resist this. Uh, is a caring individual and does believe in my safety. We are going to Vallaki. If you have any concerns about that, you can take it up with whomever it may concern, just not us. You are welcome to try and leave the mists at your own pace, or travel alone and possibly be eaten by wolves. Strahd will force you back together eventually. He always has.
I just wanted to hear more about what this place is. I know very little.
I just
I
proposed
tried
the most
explaining it.
logical solution based on the evidence at hand. I am sorry
You
if I offended anybody. He would look at the girl that tackled him.
you proposed an utterly dumb solution. Did your church not send you out with any prior information on, well, the Devil Strahd?
He would open his
Hmm.
mouth to give his explanation, but then slowly close it.
Let
I
me
think he
tell
probably
you.
spaced out. That's just my guess.
Let me tell
I
you.
came here with no knowledge of
Strahd,
how I got here.
Strahd himself, the vampire devil Strahd, is a figure that is unknown to many outside of this area, merely known as myth, and for good reason. Years back, the people of Barovia committed a sin so unforgivable that the Devil Strahd was sent upon us by the Night Mother. Punishment upon the people of Barovia, and the Morning Lord did not interfere for some reason. Some say that the Devil Strahd is not actually a curse placed upon us, but yet, in fact, is a, well, essentially a malevolent being. One that we should ignore for as much as they fear him. But no worries about that. The Devil Strahd, in essence, is the god of this place, in absence of the Morning Lord and the Night Mother. His power is absolute. He can appear anywhere he wishes, provided that it is outside a home or in a home that he has been allowed into before. whether this be by one of his infernal servants, vampiric, dead, or otherwise, or by a tricked person. He is, well, omnipotent. He can see everything, do anything. This place is Strahd's playground. Harming him, killing him, that will not be something you'll be doing all that much of. You'll simply be
Temporary.
You'll simply be trying to keep him away from your neck. Some wish to join him, actually. I pity the fools.
A false god.
A false god, but a god-like entity nonetheless. Not exactly a
I think I'll be
paladin.
safe.
Not exactly a pitiful paladin like you can face. Your church sent you out to die, priest.
I understand that I may not be strong enough yet, but a false god must have elements of power that can be broken, in a sense. We just need to find these and break them. Make him weak.
Ismark? Well, there is a place that maybe knows. Oh dear God, you're not such a... Madame Eva! Yes, the mightiest sorceress in all of Barovia. A woman so renowned for her sightseeing ability. Ismark. What? It's our only shot. Ismark, you know that Madame Eva is just an old witch high off, well, whatever she can find in that infernal bag of hers. Yes, but she is still our only shot. I suppose we can go pay her a visit. Just don't blame me if she gives you a answer that you're not going to like. Alright. Don't have to be sappy about it. First we need to bury my father, though. Agreed.
Or about as much as I can.
That's your own thing. As someone that's already dead, I know that we just rot anyway.
He still deserves a proper burial.
I'll
Sainted
help
by
however I
a
can.
priest.
Aye.
I could help with that if it'll help me with the apology I owe you then, if I did offend you.
No, he needs to be buried by a man worshipping the morning lord.
Understandable.
Ismark goes into the other room, and then comes back out carrying what looks to be a very heavy sack upon his back, big enough to fit the human body.
Why do I have questions about all this, but I'm not going to ask.
Then they are
I've
not
chosen my
going to be
priority right
answered.
now.
Shame. Ismark begins to go out the door,
Perfect.
followed by Arena.
Clave shall follow. He's not going to dig a grave, but he will follow. He doesn't want to be
Maeve
left
will help if
alone.
she's given a shovel.
I'm curious where I'm
Then,
going.
as you begin traveling along the road with the rest of the people,
Hey.
you eventually reach the Church of Barovia. I'm going to quickly put Ismark and Ismark the Lesser. I believe that is 0.6.
They're huge.
Yes, he was
Mhm.
huge for a second. And Irina
The
Kalyana,
giant.
giant woman.
Giant woman.
As you approach, you see atop a slight rise against the roots of the pillar stone that supports Castle Ravenloft lies a grey, sagging edifice of stone and wood. This church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil creatures for centuries on end. Worn and weary, a bell tower rises above toward the back, and flickering light shines through the holes of the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against the load. Ismark is the first one to open the door. As the wooden door opens, the heavy wood of the doors from the church are covered in claw marks. They open to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall leading to a brightly lit chapel. The hall is unlit and reeks of mildew. 4 doors, 2 on each side of the hall, lead to adjacent chambers. You can see that the chapel is strewn with debris, and you hear a soft voice from within reciting a prayer. Suddenly, the prayer is blotted out by an inhuman scream that rises up from beneath the floor. Ismark seems to pay it no mind, and the man praying in front of the altar does not refrain from his prayers. Merely sitting there, clutching his hands and muttering a prayer to the morning lord, the god that will never answer him. Irina takes a seat on one of the remnants of the church pews. Ismark approaches the man, taps on his shoulder. The man turns around, greets him with a simple nod, looks at the bag. They're not clearly talking to each other. They have Ismark nods. The priest nods. The priest looks to all of you and speaks. Well, I do suppose you are all Ismark's new friends. I cannot say this is a good welcome to the town of Barovia, nor to my humble church. I do suppose you are here to help with the burial.
However I can.
I am here because everyone else came here. I'm not exactly as a dead person keen on digging a grave again.
Yes, yes. The man
As a
walks.
fellow priest,
Uh, Continue, Luric.
as a fellow priest, I am sorry for the state that has befell upon your church.
The state of my church. It has become a long-hidden issue for the people. The screams as well. Please follow me. We should not be long.
I could perhaps lend aid, if you wish, to fixing this church later in the future.
Possibly. First, we shall concentrate on the burial. Follow me. As the priest walks out into the graveyard, and and those who follow begin digging the grave, as the priest recites prayers, we shall end today's session. I
Nice.
th- I
All
thank
right.
all of you for attending this first session of Curse of Strahd. I do have to say, next week there will most likely not be a session, as I will be on a family trip, and thus will not be able to DM.
All right.
I do hope all of you have enjoyed this.
Absolutely.
I have so far.
Took all of 2 minutes for Maeve to immediately find 2 siblings to take care of.
True.
And it took Eleanor one little phrase to finally be able to tackle somebody.
I mean, I slapped you immediately. It works. It all happens.
Clave is just
Existing.
following at the moment.
Yeah.
He
So,
doesn't really want to go through with any of this.
yes. So, people, with this final round, I would like you to say who you are and who you have been playing, to say goodbye to people. And if they can find you on any social media, please, if you want to, shout yourself out. Starting with Clave, who has been played by...
Call me Minx out of character, I guess. Then I don't really have anything. That's
Oh.
that's it.
Alrighty. Next up is a voice you might all recognize. Eleanor has been played by...
It is I, Elfwarlock.
Also known as Lorabelle in Font of Tales. Then next up we have Luric, played by...
You can call me Xaak, and again, I don't really have anything of note.
Alrighty. Then next up is Maeve, who has been played by...
You can call me Voyant. I would plug myself, but I was not prepared to, so I'm not going to.
Alrighty. Next, and then finally, last but not least, is Nathaniel, played by...
I am justified. You will never find me, I guess. But, yeah. It's just me.
And finally, as the DM, I have been your host, I have been your DM, I have been the torturer of these people here. I have been the greatest pain and and possibly not the greatest voice actor, possibly not even the greatest DM that has ever run this hell. I have been Dungeon Mistress. I wish you all a happy night. Do not get bitten by vampires. Be on the lookout. Font of Tales may have a session, may have a one-shot session next week. We have been having trouble due to people not submitting tokens and not having character sheets ready, and me not having maps ready. But we are trying to do our best with one member down due to scheduling issues. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this. Strahd will be running every Friday from 8 p.m. Central European Time until, 10 p.m. Central European Time. While Font of Tales is 7:30 CET till also 10 CET. I thank you all for listening. I hope you join us on our next parts of the trek through Barovia, which will not be next week. It will be the week thereafter. So now there's 2 times as much content. Whoop-de-doo. There will be a playlist made soon enough, and we will see you all next time in Barovia. Say goodbye, everybody. That means unmute yourself and say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Peace.
See you next time.
Clave's not adhering to the principle. Listen to
Hey,
The
Grandpa.
Candy Princess will return.
You do the opposite. Bye.
Bye.
hello.
Oh fuck. We said
You'll never
hello.
do
Now
that.
chat's gonna think we're still running.